Hi everybody, my name is Dean. I will be discussing Uncle Tom's Cabin by Harry Richard Stowe, written in originally 1952. It is overall this book is a collection of slave narratives or stories about injustices of slavery. This is book's mainly a response to the Second Fugitive Slave Act 1850. It eventually led known as a spark of the Civil War. Some of the main injustices pointed out, which includes examples of narratives or different stories about from slaves, is Christianity. I'll get into a little bit of that later. How they kept the slaves down, uneducated, which ties into Christianity. They also did that with it. There's a lot of sexual exploitation of slaves. I'll give an example of that one later. The separation of families and how they were hunted down like deer and sold around from plantation to plantation like horses or other livestock and treated like as such. So the second fugitive slave, I just give a little background on it. Before this, the northern states or free states were not basically forced to enforce the first Fugitive Slave Act. After second one was installed, they were then forced. If they found any slave throughout the whole country at the time, they were forced to turn them into authorities and then have them be taken back to the southern determination or wherever they were from. So the slaves, they were overall, Christianity played a major role in keeping the slaves down and uneducated. Christianity actually justified slavery itself through by giving it, hey, we're giving them jobs, we're giving them food, and a roof over their head, and they were given an opportunity to have some kind of faith. They actually used to bring slaves to church, and the southern plantation owners would pay the clergy and all the people who were there to constantly read the passage about how slaves obey their masters, and they listened to their masters and so then this was helped keep the slaves down. Also helped try to keep them in line as much as possible because a lot of them would end up running away and try to get to the free states before this. And this helped get them uneducated because they would a lot of slaves would ask to read more of this passage, and the clergy would just basically say no because they were paid by them, and this helped contribute to that factor. So, along with being uneducated and whatnot, a lot of the slaves were sexually exploited, such as Cassie, as one of the one of the narratives were pointed out. That there's also a lot of separation of families through slavery. One of the main points is this woman Eliza. She's a little bit older. She has finally her first kid. Kid's about 5 years old. She had been pregnant other times, but she then lost the kid. Lost the kids due to miscarriages. This is her only son, and at that point she doesn't want to lose him. She holds him very dear to her heart. Her son is then sold to another nation down the road. She then that night before he's supposed to be taken, she takes him and runs away. And then after that, she's obviously hunted down because of this Second Fugitive Slave Act, or it's the first one for at this time. A lot of these stories are before this, but so like there, other ones are hunting down dogs. With this guy Scorpio, he's sitting there basically they trying to get to freedom. He then is hunted down, and the slave hunters taking dogs, taking guns after him like he's a fugitive, like he's basically almost less than human in a sense. And they're one so the one that it's also a trace about how they are sold down like horses and sold like livestock. Overall, this book had more an impact on the Civil War itself and how it sparked it or began the conversation to start it. And this book overall is a collection of different slave stories about injustices of it.